Hello, everyone. You're welcome to this episode of Fatherhood. Last time we talked about why fathers are not celebrated, and we shared some points which I expect to hear your contributions, your comments. And then today we're going to be sharing briefly 10 reasons why so many parents are celebrated, especially fathers. So many fathers are celebrated, and then why they will continue to be celebrated. So just sit back, relax, enjoy this section, take a cup of coffee if you can, a bottle of water if you can, and stay with us on this episode of why fathers are celebrated all around the world. We're going to share briefly 10 reasons. So do well, as I always encourage you, to like, subscribe, comment, and then most importantly, click on the notification button so that when our next video comes up, you will be able to see it firstly from its first time of arrival. Thank you very much as we go on this journey of why fathers are celebrated. Yay! Do you want to be a father that will be celebrated? Yes. That's the answer every parent, every father will give you. But then, do you do the things that make you celebrated? That's the big question we're going to answer today. So one of the reasons why so many fathers were celebrated on Father's Day and will continue to be celebrated is that they were present. A present father will receive presents. Okay, now I go further to say, not being present just in body, but in heart. That's to mean that the father shows up at school events, in the late night talks, in everyone's life, everyday life. You see him, you felt him, you know he was there, he was dependable, he was steady, he was a real actor and an anchor in your life. So it is very, very important to be present physically as a father, but it is most importantly, very important for you to be present not just in body physically, but to be in heart. And what does it mean to be present in heart? You show connection, you show attention, and then you are dependable. You are there in every aspect of the child's life. Now, we are not saying that you have to be at home all day doing, taking care of the children for you to be present, not just in body but in heart. But then, the moment you are in the house, you are there. There are fathers that are in their house, but they are not there. The children don't even remember that their father is at home. But these parents, when they are in their house, you see some parents play with their children, they help them with their homework, they help them with one thing or the other, they help them, they teach them, and they guide them in many, many ways. Just to show that they are the figure, they are taking responsibility of their fatherhood. That's number one point. Not just being present in body, but being present in heart. Number two, the father loves without condition. Have you been or have you seen a family where the father loves one child because he does more and dislikes the other child because he doesn't do like the one that he loves? Definitely these are things that shows out from our response as fathers. It shows out as response. But for you to be a father figure and playing your role, even when you feel this emotional rush sometimes to give more compliment or kudos to one, it's important that you make it equal. Okay? I've written down a little abstract from this that says, I never have to earn his love. I never have to be perfect. He made it clear I was his child. And that was enough. His love didn't shrink when I failed or fell short. This is the love of God. And that's the example that we as fathers, or every father, should portray. You shouldn't allow your child do something for you to love him. You should love him because he is your child. You shouldn't expect your child to be perfect before you love him. You should love him because he is your child. You know, it's enough for your child to be your child, and you should love him for that. So your love should not be without condition. And fathers that show such unconditional love have always been praised, appraised, complimented, appreciated. And even on the Father's Day celebration day, they receive a lot of gifts and a lot of compliments. Yes. So have you been a father with conditions? Change that attitude. Yes, I said it. Change that attitude. Don't love your children for condition's sake. Be an unconditional loving father. Number 3 point here is he protects, he provides, and he prays. Be a father that protects your children from harm. Be a father that does not allow your children to fall into incidents and accidents that you can protect them from. It's okay to shout sometimes. It's okay to yell because you're trying to protect them. But when you do it in love. Be a father that provides. You know what provision is. The needs of the children should not be left unmet. Don't say, I don't have, so they have to know. Most of the time, the pain that fathers go through, nobody sees it. But what the children know is that whatever I need, my father provides it. They don't know how or where it comes from. When they need food, there is food on the table. When they need water, there is water. When they need clothes, there is clothes. Whatever they need, it is provided. And that is the kind of father that you should be. And thirdly, on this point, you should be a father that don't just protect, don't just provide, but you should be a father that prays. You sit down with your children and you pray with them. And you teach them how to pray. Prayer is communication between man and divinity, man and God. So you should teach them how to pray by you being a praying father. Okay? Lifting the family in prayer, that's leadership. So be a father that does that. Now, teach by example. A father that teaches by example, he does what he wants his children to learn to do. That father will always be celebrated. So, I've written down here, integrity, hard work, respect, kindness, forgiveness should not just be in your lips. It should be in your behavior. Live it as a value. Let your life preach it louder than you say it. Because they say action speaks louder than voice. Don't say a thing over and your life is doing the opposite. Okay? Don't say a thing and your life is doing the opposite. So lead by example, teach by example. A father that will be celebrated or appreciated can be a father that apologizes when he is wrong. You apologize when you are wrong. See, let me tell you, fathers are not always right. But most of the time, because of our ego as fathers, we don't want to apologize when we are wrong. But imagine your 3-year-old, 4-year-old learning to know that when daddy spanks me or does something or shouts at me in a manner that is not very right, he comes down to say, oh, baby girl, baby boy, oh, my son, I'm sorry, okay? This is what happened, and he explains to you. Do you think that child will not learn to say, I'm sorry? You get the point? So you lead by example. When you apologize, when you are wrong as a father, that child will have that memory and will want to celebrate you. Oh, daddy, thank you for telling me you're sorry when you knew that you were wrong. I have learned this thing from you. So, this is another point. We have 4 more points quickly and we're going to wrap this section up. So just stay tuned. He speaks into my life. That's number 6. What do you speak into your child's life? When your child says, Daddy, I cannot do it, what do you tell him? Tell him you can do it. You can do it. You have the capacity. You encourage him. You speak into the life of the child. I've written down here, he believed in me when I doubted myself. A father that believes in his children when they doubt themselves is a father that will be celebrated. He called out the greatness in me before I even saw it. These are qualities of God. Imagine your child trying to do something and he cannot do it. He's struggling with it and you tell him, come on son, come on daughter, you can do it. I see you doing it. Okay, take the first step. take the second step, take the third step. And before you know, the child is doing it and he said, Daddy, I did it, I did it. Yes, that child will always remember these things as memories, and he will be blessed and happy to have you around. Do you think he wouldn't celebrate you? He will, even much more than you ever think. Okay, so the words of the father become seed in the life of the child, and you will see that your children will always appreciate you. Number 7, a gentle father will always be appreciated. A father that will be appreciated is one that is gentle even when life is not gentle. Let me read out what I've written down here. When life came hard at him, he didn't take it out on us. He guarded his home with gentleness, not fear or anger. His strength was wrapped in softness. Have you faced challenges as a father, and when you get back home, you lash out on your children, you lash out on your wife, lash out on everyone, allowing the pain from without to affect you within? No. I know that it's sometimes uneasy with the fathers, especially when you face these things. You go out and work didn't go as expected, business didn't go as expected, all your plans probably didn't go as expected, but it's not enough reason to come back home and use it to pressure the family and create an unpleasant atmosphere in the home. So rather, treat things gently, take it easily. Okay, it will be a testimony from your children how you treated them when life was unfair with you, and it can cause them to appreciate you daily. Now the next is how you honor a father that honors the children's mother, a father that honors his wife. It will be very bad for Father's Day to come and the memory that the children can remember is how you have been beating their mother, how you insult their mother, when you abuse their mother, even when there is a slight disagreement, how you disgraced her in the public, shouted at her. And do you think that is going to make the children happy? No. It's going to rather make them feel bad and feel resentful. Your presence is going to irritate them. To cut it short there, how you treat the mother of your children can tell how much you will be appreciated. So if you have not been doing that, if you have not been treating their mother right or your wife rightly, emotionally, physically, whichever way, do well to treat her right. The next point is giving room for children to be children. There are fathers that want their children to be adults at their childhood. It happens sometimes unknowingly, but try to always understand that your children are your children. Don't make them adults of 25 when they are 5 years old. Don't expect them to behave as mature as 10, 15 years when they are 5 years old. Remember, memories never die. Are you getting me? Don't expect a child of 10 years or 15 years to behave like an adult of 30 years. You were never like that. You grew into maturity. So allow them to be themselves, to find their own voice, to give them space, freedom to dream. Don't dictate what happens in their life, but guide them, teach them, direct them. That's the role that you play as a father, and not to become a dictator. Yes, so many parents, fathers, are dictators to their children, and the children are so resentful of those things, especially teenagers. So what do you think will happen? Do you think you will be appreciated? Do you think your words will be seen rather than seeing you as a military man without uniform that wants things to happen the way he wants it to happen because he is the father? No, learn to be flexible sometimes. Put in the standards, put in the principles, but learn to be flexible. And the last here on my list for today is that he leaves a legacy. A father that leaves a legacy will always be celebrated. I've written here, a father that builds more than a family, that builds a legacy, not just wealth or comfort, but wisdom, memories, and honor. Something worth carrying forward will always be remembered. What is that thing that you as a father has done in the family that your children after 20 years can boastfully say, I learned this from my father. I learned this principle from my father. I learned this wisdom from my father. I learned this. And you see them even in death. For those that have passed on, they will still say, oh, how I wish my father was alive. He will have stepped in here. He will have stepped in here. He will have stepped in here. They know the role that you've played. So, these are some points why so many fathers have been celebrated and will continue to be celebrated. So do well to be a father that is celebrated, not just by being there, but by making a mark in the life of every child. Do well to be a father that brings positive memories, happy memories to the life of your children, not only sad and painful memories. And God will richly bless you. And you'll become a blessing to the society at large. Till we see you next time again, we're going to go further next time to talk about some other things that has to do with the father, how the father should be celebrated sometimes. So, like we said from the start, do well to like, share, comment, and most importantly, turn on the notification button. That bell that does ging ging, turn it on so that when the next video comes up, you will be among the first to receive it. Until then, stay blessed, stay strong, and may the good Lord bless you richly in Jesus' name. Amen.